apologize, but it is the 1000 Doors Readathon weekend edition, and I wasn't really planning on participating because I do have quite a busy weekend, but this morning the first prompts got launched and I was curious and I watched them, and now I'm participating. I'm vlogging because I need a video, so here we are. Hi. The 1000 Doors Readathon is a choose your own adventure readathon, and yeah, they do an weekend edition, and I'll leave the 3 hosts in the description so you can go check them out. And yay, I don't really know what else to say about it, so yeah. But first prompt, I decided to go with Megan's prompt because for this you have 3 starting off points. I decided to go with Megan because she had the easiest prompt, and I went for One of It Is Lying by Sabrina Carpenter because I was already reading this. I was 60 pages into this before the readathon started. Now I am 185 pages into it, and I picked his because it is a book that I've heard a lot about and an author I've heard even more about, so I thought it was fitting, especially because I've heard so many like contradicting opinions on this book. A lot of people love this, a lot of people hate this. I am not enjoying this. I do know the hatred for this book mainly comes from like a plot twist somewhere in here, so I don't know yet if I'll fall into like the pure hatred for this camp, but so far I'm not liking this. My least favorite Karen McManus, and I've read To Keep a Secret and The Cousins, so all the books she's published besides this one and the sequel to this one. I don't think this is very interesting. Basically, this is a YA mystery where these 5 kids are in detention, all from different parts of like the social hierarchy, and in a detention, one of the kids gets like an allergic reaction to something, and as they are more looking into this, like dies because of it, but as they are more looking into like what actually happened, they realize it's like very unlikely for it to be an accident, and more so that someone actually killed him, because the kid that died has this blog called All About That, I believe it's called, which is basically kind of like Gossip Girl but not anonymous. You know, everyone knows that he's behind it, so it spreads gossips. And I also find out that this guy was planning on publishing this article revealing the secrets of like the other 4 kids that were in detention with him, so they're kind of trying to figure out who did it. And yeah, I think this is pretty boring. I don't really like it. I don't really feel that sense of dread, I guess. I don't really feel like we immediately just solve this, which is weird because we follow all 4 of these characters, so you think that there would be more of like a hurry to want to solve things because you want them to be alright, I guess. But I don't really have that. I don't really have an attachment to any of the characters yet either, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can finish this day. My very ambitious goal is to read a book for each day of the readathon, so that's 3 books. But like I said, I have things to do this weekend, so I don't know if it's obtainable. But we'll try. But I'll update you once I finished it. The first live show has just started, so I'm gonna go watch that. I was gonna start this vlog update by saying that it may look like nothing has changed since the last time I updated you, but look at my hair. What the hell? How are you doing? It is the next day. Like I said, I was originally going into this, so like it may look like nothing has changed since the last time I updated you, but it has. So I'm here to inform you on that. Basically, yesterday was the day that I had the least to do. I wanted to film a video, which I did. So that's great. I already did that before I updated you, but still. So I'm a bit nervous on how the other 2 days are gonna go. But yesterday I finished One of It Is Lying by Sabrina Carpenter. a little bit scared that I wasn't gonna do it because my evening ended up being different than I expected, which I'm not gonna go in depth about because I don't want to. So I didn't really end up reading as much in the evening as I want to, and I stayed up pretty late because I couldn't sleep, so that was a godsend. So yeah, I finished it, 3 stars, as you might have seen. Just I wasn't a fan of it. I thought it was like very meh. Everything about it just felt very mediocre, except the rep. The rep in this book is terrible. Mental health, sexuality, all of it, terrible. But the rest, meh. Maybe other people would like consider that less, but like just for my gut it feels like a 3 star, you know. Just this wasn't interesting really. I feel like the idea behind it is like very Pretty Little Liars-esque, but it doesn't have its same entertainment value that those kind of books have, like Gossip Girl. Well, Gossip Girl isn't as much mystery as Pretty Little Liars is, but like that like aspect of it. It might be trash, but it's entertaining, you know, and this wasn't entertaining. It just wasn't that great. I thought the writing was very bland, the characters were very bland, and like so stereotypical. Oh my god. Like obviously we start to fit like a Breakfast Club type premise, so I was expecting some stereotypes, but then like you want them to kind of like the characters to develop as people through the things they experience and like grow out of those stereotypes a bit, but like the way that was done was like the most stereotypical way ever. Like honestly, just reading the back of this and like reading the little like character descriptions of each character, I could have told you where they ended up at the end of the book and I was correct. So that was just a little bit annoying, and I didn't, like I mentioned before, I didn't feel any stakes during this book, which felt weird because you are following these 4 characters who like are innocent, maybe, perhaps, we don't know, but you're led to believe that they are innocent and they are being framed, even though there is always that looming possibility that maybe one of them is it. But like they go with like a framing narrative throughout the entire time. So you would think that I would feel like a sense of urgency in a way to like wanting to solve this because like they want to get out of trouble, but I never really felt that. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed by this, especially because I really liked the other 2 Cameron McManus books which I read. Just Two Can Keep a Secret and what's it called, The Cousins. I really loved those books, so I was very disappointed with this one, and I'm glad that I ended up reading this last out of the 3, because if I would have read this one first, I don't think I would have checked out the other books, which would have been a shame. But I will check out the sequel to this from the library because it isn't really like a direct sequel. It is a companion, kind of. It takes place at the same school and does, from what I can read from the synopsis, it is kind of like the events in that book are inspired by the events of this book, but like it isn't like a direct continuation. And the premise of the second book sounded really interesting to me, so I'm gonna check that out as well. And yeah, one day. So now we have moved on to the second prompt for me, which was Sour by Olivia Rodrigo, the album. Just anything inspired by it, and I went through the galleys I still have to read that come out this month and see based on synopsis which one give me songs vibe from Sour. By the way, I have Sour right here. The vinyl came out today or yesterday, I don't remember, but I have the physical CD because I don't listen to vinyls. So yeah, I picked Hope You're Okay as the song that I'm going with the vibes for, and I picked The Dead in the Dark, I believe it's called. Cover popped up here. It also has like purple in the cover, which I just realized, and Sour is very purple, so appreciate that, even though it's like different shades of purple, but still it works. And then the book is, it's hard to describe a little bit because there's like 2 things going on and I don't know which one to explain first for it to make sense because they're connected. But basically there's a small town, and in a small town 6 months prior to the start of this book, a like teenage boy has gone missing, and it's kind of a mystery of what happened there. But like a week before this guy went missing, a man who is a ghost hunter and has a ghost hunter show together with his husband moved back to this town in kind of a location scouting way. Like he wanted to see if they could use this town as like to use in the program next season, I guess. I'm explaining this badly. And because he came back to the town which he grew up, but like a week before this guy disappeared, everyone was like a little bit sketch. And now we skip 6 months further, it's the start of the book, and we follow the girlfriend of the guy who went missing, and she is kind of like experiencing his ghost like in her presence in a way. I don't fully understand that part yet, I'm only 10% in. And then we also follow the daughter of the man who recently moved, and she's now, together with her other father, is also moving to this town. Do again check out the possibilities of using this town in the show. And more shit happens, I guess. I don't that was a crap explanation, I'm sorry. I'm not still into this. I started this a couple of days ago and I like didn't continue into it. Not because I wasn't liking it, because I was very intrigued by the first little bit, but I had other things to do. I was like genuinely looking at all of them and I was like, this is the best fit, because like I said, I'm going with Hope You're Okay, which is a song that's kind of about Olivia wishing her, like, people she knew in the past that are queer and grew up in households that weren't like queer friendly, like just being like, hey, I know we haven't talked in a while, but I hope you're okay, and yet you've grown out of that toxic environment. That's what the song's about. So because it has a queer element in it, this book also has queer elements in it, so that's why. And also I feel like that Hope You're Okay, just like the sentence Hope You're Okay, I feel like that's a great, from what I've read so far, I think it's like a great sentiment to go with this book as well. Because like I said, we follow the girlfriend of the guy that went missing and we don't know what happened to the guy. So I feel like from her, it's like, I hope you're okay to that guy. I don't know, I'm explaining this badly. It clicked in my head. I don't know if it's going to click for anyone else, but that doesn't matter. Yes, and I love Hope You're Okay. I love every song on this album. So yeah. And yeah, I have some things to do today, but I am also going to do some reading. So yeah, I'll talk to you later. Hello everyone. I know this is gonna be an interesting vlog. I'm still gonna upload it, but I didn't update you yesterday. I apologize, but yesterday ended up being busier than I expected, so I apologize. But like I said, I was gonna participate in this readathon low-key, with like my very ambitious goal being to read 3 books. I ended up doing half of that, so you know, I'm still happy with it. So as you already know, I finished One of Us is Lying, so I did that in full, and then I got to the 51% mark of The Dead in the Dark by Courtney Gold, I believe the author was. I apologize if I got that wrong. But yeah, I ended up, I'm a little bit sick. That combined with the workload I had this weekend, which was a little bit heavier than I expected beforehand, but still, but like that combined just left me like not really motivated to read much after like being done with everything, which is ridiculous because last night I read this, like not expecting to like read a lot because it was like I was pretty tired already, but I got so into this book and I like forced myself to stop reading because I needed to sleep. I'm really loving it. Well, not really loving it, but I'm like really invested in it, which is great because that's an issue I've been having this month. It's just that I haven't been liking a lot of the books that I've been reading, and a big part of that is just like not really feeling any investment in anything. Problem I had with One of Us is Lying, as I talked to you about before. So it feels great to be like heavily invested in this. At the point where I am, we just got like a couple of like plot twists, I guess, like smaller reveals, and it's having me shook. I'm really enjoying this. I'm still like very confused. We're still like figuring things out. There's like a paranormal aspect to everything that is interesting, but like I don't know what's going on. So I'm still a little bit lost, but I'm sure that will be resolved by the end, and if not, you'll hear about that in my wrap up. But yeah, I'm quite liking this book. I just wish that I would just like push myself to read a little bit more these past 2 days, because I feel like I could have finished it. I don't know if I could have done my 3-book goal like at all, but I do think I could have finished this book if I like just pushed myself a little bit more, because honestly it was just a lack of motivation that was haunting me a little bit. But I do have to say that I did pick right. Like I don't know how to explain how this book in my brain is connected to Hope You're Okay, because eventually that is like, it isn't like exactly similar, but I feel like it has the same vibes in a way. So I do think I picked that correctly. And yeah, that was this vlog. Like I said, maybe not the most interesting one because I filmed like every single update from this angle, but I knew this was gonna be like very low-key, so I hope you still enjoyed. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Good. Here I am again, the same old situation. Why does the God thing have to be so complicated?